How much mobile data does streaming media use? The things most of us love to do with our phones is also the thing that eats the most data: stream music and video. Modern phones and streaming services were made for each other. Your phone is capable of delivering high-quality content through the screen or its audio components, and streaming services like Disney+, Netflix and Spotify were made to deliver them. The first popular media-centric phone was the iPhone, and both Apple and Google owe a lot of their success to this because it was also the best way to watch YouTube in the palm of your hands. Things have come a long way since then. But one thing hasn't changed. We love to watch and listen with our phones. But the advent of HD video streaming and high-bitrate audio streaming means that it also gobbles up the data like never before. Let's break it down to see just how much data you use when you fire up your favorite streaming app. While some services offer Super HQ streaming music, most services use the same scale: low, normal, and high. Most also use the same bitrate, the number of bits per second that are transmitted digitally, to define each category. Here's how they look and how much data each will consume. Low quality is typically 96 kilobits per second. On average, low-quality audio streaming uses 0.72 megabytes per minute or 43.2 megabytes per hour. Normal quality is typically 160 kilobits per second. Normal quality music streaming uses 1.20 megabytes per minute or 72 megabytes per hour on average. High-quality music is typically 320 kilobits per second. High-quality streaming music uses 2.40 megabytes per minute or 115.2 megabytes per hour on average. Average is the keyword here. Most services offer streaming that auto-adjusts based on your network conditions. And some use lower quality bitrates for all categories. But most any other service, including YouTube Music and Spotify, follow these guidelines when you don't have things set up to auto-adjust. As you can imagine, streaming video uses a lot more data than audio does. There's just more information being transmitted. And your network conditions play a big part in how the media is streamed because nobody likes buffering. Thankfully, apps are smart enough to ask for a video stream that will work with the available network speeds, and buffering is mostly a thing of the past. Mostly. Note that this hidden feature will usually override your settings when it has to. But if you ask for an HD or 4K video, you'll get it if it can be delivered. Low quality video is very low quality. Think 240p or 320p. Low quality settings will use about 0.3 gigabytes, 300 megabytes per hour. HD quality video is between 720p and 2K, remember. The app adjusts the stream. HD quality video uses about 0.9 gigabytes, 720p, 1.5 gigabytes, 1080p, and 3 gigabytes, 2K, per hour. Again, these are averages, and Netflix has helped by telling us how much data their service uses. Compression, variable quality based on network conditions, and your phone's cache will all factor in here. But these numbers are a pretty safe bet. A typical data plan that's not unlimited, and not from companies who practice zero rating, comes in 2 gigabytes, 5 gigabytes, and 10 gigabytes flavors. If you wanted to stream media while using your data connection, here's what each tier will allow. We followed the industry standard 1000 megabytes equals 1 gigabyte formula here, and not the real calculation of 1024 megabytes in 1 gigabyte. That's because your carrier might do the same. And remember, these are close estimations. Because of how data is compressed and bitrates change based on every situation. My measurements may be a little different than yours. And none of this takes any rounding your carrier might do into account. To us, 1.7 megabytes is 1.7 megabytes. Not 2 megabytes. One thing these figures show is that you're always better off using Wi-Fi to stream high-quality media. Besides the data savings, Wi-Fi also has a more robust signal that will mean less degradation or compression. Your internet company probably optimizes media traffic, but not nearly as much as your wireless carrier does. You can also use services that let you download or pin your media while you're on Wi-Fi and play it back later. Just be aware that if you watch 8 hours of HD video every day, you're going to need upwards of 300 gigabytes of data. That means you'll need an unlimited plan that doesn't have the fine print telling you unlimited, stops at 22 or 24 gigabytes, then gets too slow to stream. Such an animal doesn't exist. And carriers that zero rate aren't going to serve you 2K video, or even 1080p, without paying extra for it. Catch your favorite Disney classics along with great shows from Marvel, Star Wars, National Geographic, and Fox. In addition to stellar new shows like The Mandalorian, there are so many great Android phones to buy, so it can be tough to know which one to buy. These are the best of the best at each price point. The Pixel 4a is coming on August 20th, and we're rounding up all the reasons to be excited about this incredible budget handset. OnePlus is embarking on a new visual identity with Oxygenos 11, with the manufacturer switching away from stock Android and offering a UI that's similar to Samsung's One UI. Here's why I'm not on board with the new design. Why would you want to plug in your phone every single time you set it down to charge when wireless charging is as widely available? These are the wireless chargers that you can trust to get you charged up consistently and stylishly. No spam. We promise. You can unsubscribe at any time and we'll never share your details without your permission. Text source, AndroidCentral.com.